Well, all right. Well, all right. All right. All right. Well, all right. Well, all right. It is Wednesday night. It's 8 o'clock, and welcome to Let's Talk Concerts. Like my producer Lemmy right here. May the Lemmy be with you and also with you. And we don't know who's on the show tonight, and we don't know what we're talking about. And that is so much of the adventure of it. What kind of massive projects have you been working on?
Nothing really exciting.
Thank God.
I was at the music hall last week.
Who were you doing?
Misty. 2 days with Misty headlining.
She did 2 nights.
She did 2 nights at the music hall. Can you believe it?
That's 10,000 tickets. I can believe that.
And a good time was had by all. She has the right crowd.
What was the crowd?
Teenage girls crowd. So, place is packed.
Are they spending money on the concessions?
In the grand lobby, I'm sure they are. They brought their parents with them, so they brought the wallet with them.
One of those shows.
One of those shows, yes.
Yeah, that's where all the crew guys are out surfing for moms out in the crowd.
Yes, and house guy was a little. He was okay.
He was okay. What are you hiding from that?
When you're mixing there on that big JBL rig.
Yep.
It's big. It's huge.
It's a big PA. It's a big room, and there's a lot of molecules of air in that room.
Yes. It's an arena PA.
In a theater.
In a theater. I mean, when you hit the gas on that thing, man, it's like, oh, okay.
You're driving a Ferrari in a parking lot.
Oh, exactly, man. Exactly.
It's easy to lean on the gas a little too hard in that room.
When I mixed the opener, and I've been in there before. I know what to do. I just throttle that thing back and cruise in third gear, man. I don't
throttle it back, baby.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah,
that's where it's at. It's sweet spot, man.
Yeah,
and it's German approach. Just cruise, drive.
It's got to be the best sounding room in the country. It's completely dead.
If you're gonna come in there and try to go for it, you're gonna have a bad day, buddy.
So was that what he was doing? He was overpowering.
He got a little excited, I think, at times.
Mm-hmm. It's easy.
It is easy because it's good. It sounds freaking phenomenal.
Oh, sure. Got all the tracks
all
rolling.
Those 18s and 15s pounding at you. I mean, it's hypnotic, man.
Yeah, it's a great sounding rig.
Especially for, guys who've never mixed on anything with that much dynamic range. And I'm telling the guy, like, you'll never mix on a PA with more amplifiers on it than this. Given that there's one amp on each Vertec box. Nobody is on a power rig like that.
What's funny, Jones, is that I was at Radio City for the Tony Awards, and me and my brother had lunch up in the amp room. Mm-hmm. And you're right. You're right. You will never mix on another rig that has got so much power per component.
Per component.
And there's a ridiculous.
It sounds like it, man.
Sounds amazing.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you really have to step up your game to fuck up that PA and make it sound like shit.
Yeah, so doing some installs. We're gonna go down to Bethesda and do this club. It's a fine little dinner club. We're gonna put some acoustics in there
What kind
next
of
week.
performances are they looking to have in this venue?
Oh, they already have them. They're just upgrading.
Oh, what do
It's
they
a
do?
dinner theater. It's more of a dinner club. The guy took the old classic design of the old club where you sit down at the round and you get you know, the band is right there on stage.
Why am I thinking of that movie
Table.
Soap Dish?
Huh?
That movie Soap Dish with Sally Fields. Remember the guy was the dinner theater?
Yeah.
I've been banned to dinner theater. So you have dinner at 4:00,
Mhm.
right? And they have some kind of musical up there.
Yeah. Well, this place, man, they have like People Bryson coming in,
Oh,
Patti LaBelle. These are the
oh,
kind of acts this guy has. He had like Tony. You have a dinner theater. You're sitting there. There's Tony on the stage rocking.
could have a Gus
So,
Henningberg sighting.
huh?
You could have a Gus Henningberg sighting.
You can have a Gus in. It's possible. Yeah, it's a hell of a place, man. Very upscale, I must say.
Well, nothing wrong with that.
You know, it's like he took the kind of the philosophy of what the BB Kings used to be, but he moved it up a notch.
Nice. Now, what you say BB Kings used to be.
Used to be, yes.
Is there something I should know about our
Well,
beloved Times Square BB Kings?
well, they had pretty much the same acts, but you know how it went over at BB Kings. The place would be packed, but nobody ever got paid. I guess they're too busy paying for the royalties for that name out on the marquee.
Weird venue.
Very expensive neighborhood too.
Oh my God.
They probably were paying $300 a square foot for that joint.
I can't imagine what they pay for the real estate at that place.
I can't even.
And
it wasn't enough.
Yeah, it completely blows to load in and out of there through that kitchen, down that hallway, through that Times Square loading dock, and past the garbage service and everything else. That rat stinky urine garbage smelling fucking place. I mean,
Yes, that's about it. Everybody's installing, Pete.
It is the wave of the future in the concert business, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It kills a lot of costs, as you were saying in one of the topics is concert costs.
Yeah.
Costs a lot of money to bring a crew in, do the rigging, PA, the lighting, and you lose time because it takes at least 4 hours to get a big rig up.
Yep.
And they weigh the costs. They made the decision over at the Hammerstein, saved them a lot of money.
Did they do an install there?
Yeah, they did it like what was that? It has to be 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop with that venue.
Yeah, they went all the way, man. They put in some quality.
Yeah, putting in the quality is the issue. And these days it's so easy to just take your credit card to the store and buy something that's going to sound great and have whoever install it.
It actually is very easy today to buy your own PA. I mean, you have such a multitude of things. You can go with the classic A-list. It's like cars, man. It's like car models. You want top shelf? We got that.
Yeah.
A Lamborghini? You want a Rolls Royce? You want a Bugatti? We got that.
Yeah, JJ and Dina in the room, Mr. Jones and I used to work at a sound company together 30 years ago where we made everything that we used. We built the speaker cabinets, built the cabling system. We physically built everything and making everything sound matching and good when you put a lot of it together and good at a distance. I mean, and we had some challenging adventures making that stuff sound good. And today, when we're dealing with young audio guys who couldn't imagine the challenges that we had to go through, because everyone likes to throw around the phrase audio engineer. Oh, I'm an engineer. Oh yeah, what the
Yeah.
fuck did you engineer? You plugged it in, you flipped the switch. That's not engineering.
No, it's not.
It is not engineering, no. And it's so easy today. I mean, when we built that garbage back then, Pete, we had one crossover. Remember we had the BSS 340s.
That was fancy.
One left, one right. There was no pre-delay. There was no delay between components. Nothing. It was
Nothing.
a crossover made with resistors and a Valley People leveler to keep things in order.
Yeah, you could have disconnected the speaker cabinets at any moment and welded with the voltage coming out. And there was no controlling of the voltage. And back in the day, blowing up speakers and blowing up rigs, man, it happened all the time.
Remember, we had the mismatch amplifiers. We had like what do we have? We had the highs. We had the Carvers. We had the Carver 1.5s for the mid-range.
Oh my
and
God.
We got some Crest 8001s. We could put those on the 18s,
I remember we had an amp rack that did 6 mixes of floor monitors. That was like double what it had to weigh every bit of 700 pounds. Jones, am I lying?
Yeah.
I mean, it was a behemoth. I mean, nowadays, that's in a rack that's 2 feet high,
Yeah.
Behemoth. And I met when this place that Jones and I worked at, you'd have to put a ramp over this moat between the truck and the building, and it was and it was an uphill push. So you're pushing everything back uphill at 3:00 in the morning. It was brutal. But yeah, I hate to use the phrase kids today, but really, we worked with horrible gear, and we did a lot of great bands on that shitty, on so much of that shitty gear. Really, some horrible sounding shows, that
we were working with a major promoter in that town, promoter, and they rented it. And when the band would go to the management and complain, like, "Oh man, this PA is this and that," and the engineer would freak out and flip out. "Oh, I'm not using this. I want a day." And he'd come back and mix.
Yeah, and what Jones is saying is 100% true. Almost every gig that the guy would get there, look at the sound system that we're providing and go, "This isn't on my rider. I'm not paying for this. We're not playing on this. This is bullshit. We're canceling the show. This isn't going to happen. And I'm going to talk to yada, yada, yada." And then he'd come back like a half hour later, go, "Okay, well, we're just going to press on for now."
Yeah.
And then like in the afternoon, you do the sound check. He goes, "Well, okay, well, then you do the show. By the show's over, you're shaking the guy's hand and saying, "Hey, thanks for everything, man."
It's like the guy comes right back out. He goes, "Okay, kick."
Start the sound check.
But they usually had a good time and apologized afterwards because it was uncalled.
It was uncalled for again and again and again and again and again.
And also back then, remember, everybody wanted a DAT machine. Remember?
Yeah.
I need a DAT machine.
Yeah. It wasn't there 2 different formats?
Yeah, I think there was. Everybody wanted the DAT machine. There was 2 something.
Yeah, there was 2 formats because the guy would always show up with the one you didn't have.
I think that was when they crossed, and you had the mini disc player and the DAT machines. Remember the mini disc came out.
What the last time we talked, you reminded me that we did a Zap show together.
Oh, at the radio station, this 93 FM
hot
Turkey Jam,
the Turkey Jam thing. And I remember one of the groups that played there, whoever they were, had a DAT.
Yeah.
and we put it in the machine, and he was up there ready to go, and we pushed the button, and nothing happened. Pandemonium ensued.
It ate my tape.
The days of the wrong format.
Days of tape,
Damien,
man.
welcome.
And then the innovation happened where all the rap artists and hip hop guys, their DJs all discovered the 360 replay. And it changed the whole world, man.
Yep.
Because he did all the work. All he did was kept hitting the gunshot sounds on it anyway.
and the air horn.
And the air horn.
I could always tell which button is the air horn. It's the one with the worn out number.
The one out of the 50,
Yeah. Yeah, they got the pad with all the sound effects on it.
Yeah.
And he plays the thing,
great,
lets it roll. Oh, sure.
Yes.
Well, why have a band?
Why have a band?
Roll in with that.
So you also had on here Vince Neil.
Yeah, Mr. Jones, have you heard Vince
I have
Neil?
not heard it, but I did some while I was languishing on New Jersey Transit. All of a sudden, the train started backing back into Pittsburgh. I'm like, what the hell is going on? We're the wrong way. There's something in the tunnel. Being sit back,
There's no escape from New York. No escape. No escape from New York.
Couldn't get out, man. And then I just hark back, for a moment to the fact that these are the two tunnels built by the Pennsylvania Railroad 107 years ago, the same two tunnels. And if I had a hat, I took it off for the men who died building that damn tunnel.
Yeah.
And just to note that its longevity is still holding up after.
Oh, please, Jesus. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm ready to snap here in fucking New York State. We've had 3 governors in a row resign in fucking shame. I can't get a super highway up here. I can't get a high-speed train. I can't get a nothing. We just got a bus. I've lived up here 25 fucking years. They haven't improved the infrastructure a fucking click. Jones, every time a wind blows, I lose the power. I lose the power at my house all the time. All the time. I wake up and all the clocks are blinking because I lost the fucking power. 21st century. During this past winter, we didn't have electricity for 2 weeks.
How far do you have to drive to get to Metro North?
I got to go to Poughkeepsie, which is 40 minutes.
Metro North doesn't go to Kingston?
No. That would no, wouldn't that be nice? No, I got to drive 45 minutes to get to a train that usually doesn't leave. I did a gig in Times Square last week, and I didn't have to be there till 6 p.m. So I did that. I took the Metro North down and back.
Okay.
Did the mayor given the tour to the DNC to bring their convention to New York City? And it's like, really? You got to take these twats into Times Square and have this big fucking production to convince them to bring it to New York City. Like you didn't know about New York City already,
Been here a long time.
Well, we have a lot of things to do here. Yeah, of course there is. You dumbass. Everyone knows that. Not a fucking secret.
Oh my God.
We're having some problems here with the city.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So Vince Neil again.
Yeah.
Haven't heard his concert. I saw a lot online about 2001 when he came out after the shutdown. But
yep.
I think his major problem is he to get healthy, bro. He didn't look well.
He does not look well. He looks like someone needs to be on the side of the stage with some paddles.
I mean, given who he is and what he does, a true professional takes care of his moneymaker.
The voice.
You don't go out there half-ass.
No.
These people expect. It's like when I was doing a show at the Prudential Center and it was the Isley Brothers. First off, I was shocked like the Isley Brothers, and my cousin called me. And, he's in his mid-60s, late, almost 70.
Yeah.
And I told him the show I was doing. He goes, the Isley brothers, they're older than me. I'm like, really?
Hmm.
I said, yeah. And Ronnie Isley comes, he gets he gets brought to the stage in a golf cart.
Gosh.
And he goes up on stage, he hits the mic, and he goes, oh, time is truly wasted. It's no guarantee. The audience were like, they were dumbfounded. They couldn't even cheer. I think they were just shocked.
What am I
This
witnessing? Is he a mummy?
We know he's 80 years old, but if you're going to try to entertain a crowd, and you're Ronnie Isley, you got what? Nearly 70 years in the business.
Yeah.
You've been at it a long time, bro.
Long fucking time.
They go back to the late 50s. He's been singing since the late 50s. It's your thing. Do what you want to
Don't
do.
do.
I mean, this guy goes way back.
I do it. 2 more gigs and that house is paid for. I'm like, what is going on, man?
Together, man. He's too old. But to be positive, Ernie Isley was nailing it on the guitar.
Nice.
Still got it, man.
Nice.
Yeah. That's all I'm going to say about that. But no, Vince needs to take care of himself. I mean, he should have been ready, man. There's no excuse.
He had all of
ready,
COVID to lay on the couch
healthy.
and eat Cheetos and play with himself, you know?
That's right. He could have said, I had COVID and I'm not playing because I'm not right. You know, you're going out on stage in front of all these people, man. They paid a lot of money to get me.
And remember, the tour was booked for last year.
Yeah.
They blew it off for a year. So he had an extra year,
To get,
you know, to hit the treadmill, you know, get yourself some protein shakes,
yeah.
get yourself some brown rice, go make a couple changes, bro. You know?
Nope.
With smoking or whatever it is, take care of that throat.
You know, I mean, you could look at other guys. It's not about thing about his age, for God's sakes, you know. I mean, look at Mick Jagger.
Oh God, look at Paul McCartney. He's 80 years old.
Right?
He's doing it every night. A lot of these guys are almost 80. Sting, man, he's almost 80. In his late 70s.
Yeah, it's tough putting it in perspective, you know.
Yeah, there's no excuse for it. You know, in that documentary, they said he's talking about he needs support, not criticism.
Jones, let me tell you something. I have
No
a
excuse.
Facebook page, and I get people send me messages every day with hate and criticism. And I'm not Vince Neil on a stadium fucking stage.
Yeah.
What kind of venues are we talking about here?
This was Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Okay, we're talking about big time shows. We're not talking about your local clubs.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I'm talking about Video Music Awards.
Okay, right.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, but same principle. You know, you get somebody up there, the wind-up monkey. They're gonna do this. People are gonna enjoy it and love it, and everyone's gonna leave. We're gonna take it out of there. You know.
Yes, we have come a long way from the time. Remember Janet Jackson at the Garden? It was I think that was an HBO tape. And they had the concert started with the book, a video wall that opened up and moved upstage, and it was the video screens for the concert.
Wow.
Those things weighed a ton then. Now they're really, really light.
That stuff was those old video packages were so heavy.
Yes.
So heavy, and especially whenever you have anything that's moving, that's in motion, you know, that's got dynamic energy, that's putting a lot of stress on everything that's holding that up, you know,
because it's always going to bounce. And no matter what, you can never get all those motors and links 100%. All that weight is bouncing while it's moving. Very dangerous. You gotta get your rigging together. But we've been great here in the United States. We've been fine.
Did you see that video from Hong Kong?
No.
It's on my Facebook page. It's brutal. this video
Really?
wall falls and hits this kid in the face,
Oh my God.
and they say that he survived it.
Mhm.
I saw that today, and I could not believe anybody would survive that because he got flattened in about 1/10 of a second.
Oh,
Bob, that happened so fast, you know.
It was a bunch
It-
of Asian guys dancing and having a good time, and all of a sudden, boom.
Yep, those video walls are on these high-speed motors, and they track in and out, you know. And to see that thing come down, which means that it lost its connection at 2 locations, you know.
yes.
First the
Yeah.
one, then the second one. Technically, the whole thing should be able to hang on one.
Yes.
As a safety, a 5-to-1 safety rigging ratio. Yeah, I don't know how they do it in Hong Kong, but I know how we do it here, you know. And there's safety in American arenas is serious business. It's not left to people's opinion on the ground that are counting pennies, you know. When the rigger says yay or nay, this or that, or the engineer says it, you know, that's really the end of the
A
story.
live Zoom meeting.
Yep.
They're talking about Rockstars.
We are talking about we're talking about concerts,
Yeah.
stuff, you know.
Yes.
And Bob, where are you from?
We're in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
I love Fayetteville. I used to play the Flaming Mug in Fayetteville.
You didn't. Seriously? Now it's the Cadillac Ranch, and it's not nearly as good.
Lemmy is my witness. Sure did. From 1986 to 1989, I was there many times.
Well, when I was going there, it was back in the late 70s, and there was a house band called they're called the New Band. And these guys would they'd make jokes about, you know, doing drugs and whatever just to get everybody riled up and interested. And we'd have win a pitcher of beer contest for hula hooping for the longest or whatever.
Nice. And what's your favorite show that you've seen in Fayetteville?
Well, I've seen Kiss 5 times. 3 of them were here in Fayetteville.
Nice. They are out there still doing it.
Still doing it?
Yeah. They've been on their farewell tour now for about 12 years.
It's been some farewell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that if you drive by the venue and take a picture, Gene sends you the bill.
I bet he does.
Yep.
He's a great businessman. He knows how to make money.
Well, you know, Bob, a friend of ours, a friend of Mr. Jones and I, Scott Ryder, used to work for Gene Simmons at the Kiss warehouse where they store all their stuff, you know, and Scott's got great stories.
I'll bet that's a full warehouse.
Oh yeah, just stocked with everything Kiss, everything that they ever sold, everything that they wanted to sell that didn't sell. You know, I mean, they did the Kiss coffin. I mean, where else do you
Yeah.
draw the line at, you know?
It's like Krusty the Clown. He put his name on everything.
Gene Simmons is the Krusty the Clown of rock and roll.
The Gene Simmons crowd barrier.
Hey.
And you know, back in the day, they used to have Kiss comics, and they swore that some of the ink had some of the Kiss members' blood in the red ink.
Oh, come on.
I remember that. You know, I've never done a Kiss show. When I was at the Garden for 5 years, and whenever Kiss was there, I wasn't for whatever reason. But I've never worked a Kiss show. But I know a lot of people that have, and you know, they bring it. They bring all the gadgets and all the gimmicks.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, they
Yeah,
keep it
but you got to
consistent.
figure these guys are in their 70s now, and between them and the Rolling Stones, my gosh, I'm going to be 64 in November, and I can't do half of what they do on stage. They have got to do a whole lot just to stay in shape, much less keep playing the music.
they're out there doing it. You know, you got Paul McCartney is 80 years old.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Right. The guy could play 4 hours.
Not
Yeah.
only that he could play 4 hours, but
Yeah.
he still sounds good.
He sounds fantastic.
You know, I mean that's giving it up for the older guys that are staying in shape and out there doing it and still
Elton
delivering.
Yeah.
Billy Joel
Al Jones just did a show at Paul McCartney's house and never saw the house.
did the documentary for his their special, Get Back. There was a private
Wow.
screening of Get Back, narrated by Peter Jackson. It was incredible.
Mm.
Jackson narrates the whole thing. It was a special cut. Yeah, it was great. I think the Get Back documentary is amazing.
And you guys set up like at the pool house or a secondary house, right?
They built a floor over the swimming pool. They put a tent over that.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a gig at Steven Spielberg's house
What do
once
you
and,
got?
and never saw the
Peach
house.
something?
We occasionally do some celebrity backyard backyard, and we talk about backyard movie setups for various Long Islanders.
Rich
behind
people spending money that is like unfathomable. How they just spend money on these little parties, and we'll have that Sting bloke come play, you know.
During the shutdown, we were doing movie screenings and drive-ins on people's horse walk.
Yeah.
Their horse walk was that big, you know. They just bring all the cars in, park them there. We like spent a couple days building this massive screen with all the box truss we have. Button the screen up there and have some audio, and there you go.
Bob, what's the next show that you're gonna go see? Any interest?
Honestly, my wife and I hit a lot of local stuff around here in Fayetteville
I love
because
that.
we have a lot of good local talent.
I love that.
And we've got one band here called River Mist. They're hitting a few good songs in the top 10 on the beach charts with some
Awesome.
of their originals, but they had been traditionally a cover band. There's another band we watch called Reflections 2, another one called 80s Unleashed. They play at the small local pubs. I don't know if I can name any of those to you right now. I don't know if
man.
that would break any copyrights.
No, I don't care.
But there's a place here called Louis Bar out there on Robinson Street. And my wife and I go there a lot. There's a small place called Paul's Place, and they can put maybe 30 or 40 people in there, and it's crowded. But we enjoy watching these smaller bands. Some people don't like to watch cover bands. Oh no, I don't want to watch these guys massacre my favorite songs. But in my view, they put a new take on an old song.
I agree.
As long as they hit the riffs in the right places, I don't mind.
I remember beer bottles flying in Fayetteville, North Carolina at Flaming Mug. You know,
Damn.
Yeah. In fact, they put some of the bands in cages just so the bikers wouldn't kill them.
that's 100% true.
Oh.
Brothers.
It's 100% true.
Fly
I
around
mean,
the stage.
there was the bikers and then everybody else's special forces.
Oh yeah.
from Fort
Fort
Bragg, which is right there. So you know when you're playing military towns, you know a rock club like that is not filled with pussies. You know,
No.
it's filled with testosterone and A
Yep.
personalities and the loud music and the way the women were dressed and everyone's drunk and you know shit went down.
Yeah.
Shit went down. Bob, how long you been in Fayetteville?
My father retired from the Air Force in July of '77. We've been here 45 years.
Nice.
This is where I met my wife in '80. We got married in '81, and we've been here ever since. I love the Roadies and
Man.
Rockstars site. It's interesting reading.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm just yapping,
Yeah.
just yapping
But
and talking and telling my stupid
you
stories.
bring up historical stuff that I never would have thought of. You mean they did that? I'm like, wow.
Bob, it's so funny you say that because I'm like the worst rock historian of all time. like, like if I wasn't there, I don't know. I don't know about it. I don't read any biographies. I don't. I'm just. I'm horrible with names.
Well,
I'll,
if it makes you feel any better, I have absolutely zero musical talent. I can't sing. I can't. The running joke in our family is my sisters played the violin and the piano. My brother plays the band in a part-time rock and roll band. I played my stereo because I
perfect,
couldn't play anything else.
but you're a fan,
Oh yeah,
and
always.
you went to shows, and you went to shows with your friends, and you did it in the 70s, and you did it in the 80s, and you have stories and memories to tell, man. You know,
Forever and ever. And I still got a few on my bucket list. I'd love to see the Stones. I'd love to see Fleetwood Mac. I'd love to see Metallica. But all this latest stuff, who was it? Was it Springsteen that had the show here that had the big controversy with the ticket prices?
was it Springsteen?
Was it Springsteen?
Jones, do you know?
It could have been. Everybody's been screaming about Springsteen.
Talking about $40,000 for a ticket.
4,500.
4,500.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's a good ticket.
You had better be right on the stage with him.
Springsteen, they are such a dysfunctional camp.
Well, I'm just saying Springsteen. I think it was him that the controversy was about.
It was.
It was. And the people that pay $4,500 for tickets like that, aren't the people that are buying his albums over the years and that kind of thing. Those are those douchebags down at the office buying some tickets to take some from out of town to the Springsteen show. I mean,
right.
That's where that goes. And the fact is that someone will pay it. And if you're selling a product and someone will pay it, why not?
I guess the first time I ever got really sticker shock on ticket prices was it's been 25, 30 years ago. Elton John came here and I paid about $200 for 2 tickets for my wife and I to go.
Wow.
And it was just him and his keyboard. It looked like a grand piano, but you could tell it was just a keyboard because you could, change the sound of it and everything. And 3 hours nonstop beautiful music from Elton John. And we thoroughly enjoyed the concert. And after we got out of there, I thought to myself, okay, yeah, that was worth it.
Nice. That's a good story. That's a good experience.
He's about 80 years old. He's out there doing it.
Yeah, he's getting up there too.
He's up there.
I know a guy that's worked with him for many years and once told me that I don't want to get this number wrong, but he had like a $20,000 a month floral budget.
Wow.
For his home, just keep the flowers up. That he has a lot of money but his cost of living, his nut to crack on a monthly basis.
Wow.
He's really got I don't know if he's got to keep on working or whatever, but to keep his lifestyle.
Well, we've lost a couple of people, haven't we?
Yeah, then the herd.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of people who have that problem. They have an extravagant lifestyle and they have to maintain it. Unfortunately.
Yeah. And we're not just talking about stagehands.
Yeah, we're not just talking about stagehands.
Well, old factory retirees, we're not rich, but I can buy a ribeye on sale one now and then.
Yeah, dig that. I mean, I've been blue collar my whole life, as Mr. Jones has, and I'm 60 and I still go to work and have to drag a chain across a floor and pick up heavy items. And I don't always have to work as hard as I do, but I set an example for everybody else around me. That if I ask you to do something, it's something that I would do.
Yeah.
But
I pride myself on trying to outwork everybody at the gig that I do.
Yep.
They see the snow on the roof, and and I outwork all of them. And then when they're not holding up their own, I give it to them. I let them have it.
I run circles around all you
guys. If you're gonna talk it, you got to be able to put it out. I put it out first, then I talk.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I got to say, it's been a pleasure. I'm going to go ahead and cut out of here now.
All right.
But it's
Bob,
been
great
good
having you.
Great meeting you. Talking to you.
Good times, Bob. Be well, Mr. Jones. Good conversation.
Yes.
Rock on.